I'm delighted to introduce my new novel to my Korean readers. It's called The Course of Love, and it's very much a sequel to my first novel, Essays in Love. It looks at a relationship over time, and it really raises the question, what happens after you fall in love? What can be the continuation of love? It's both a realistic and a romantic book, and I hope you'll enjoy it very much. Thank you. I think love is one of the most interesting topics. We are never finished with love, whatever age we are at, and I think every age teaches us new things about the subject, and I wanted to look at love that was, in a way, grown up. Not young love, but grown up love. I particularly wanted to look at marriage and the way in which the early feelings of romantic love get transformed into something else in marriage. I wanted to look at the difficulties. In many ways it's a dark book, but also at the hopeful signs. I think that love gives us a chance to grow up. I think marriage is like tightrope walking. It's very difficult, and most people fall off. We shouldn't blame the rope. We should blame ourselves for not being ready for how difficult it is, and also maybe not forgiving ourselves enough for the accidents we will have along the way. I think we have a culture that imagines that marriage is just a feeling. I think it is a skill, and it's probably a skill that has to be learned over time with difficulty. I think when you're writing about love, the novel is just the perfect form, because it means that you can move in and out of people's minds and hearts, and you can take a 360-degree view of your characters. And this is a great freedom. When you're writing an essay, you can only have one perspective on it. And so that's what I enjoy about writing novels about love. And I always said to people, they said, will you ever write a novel again? I always said, when I have enough to write about love. For me, the novel is the medium in which to explore feelings of love.
So when you write the essay in love,
I think the main difference is that Essays in Love is a romantic book, and The Course of Love is an anti-romantic book. I should add that both are interested in love, but The Course of Love believes that one of the enemies of love is the attitude of romance. That the attitude of romance, even though it's extremely charming and very seductive, is actually the enemy of long-term love. And that if we are able to have long-term relationships, it's often because we give up on some of the hopes that got us into those relationships in the first place. So a good relationship should betray the hopes of the early days of that relationship if it's to continue. Which sounds like a paradox, but I'm trying in a way to show how love can succeed over decades, not just weeks. I'm so pleased to be talking about this book with Interpark Books and with Korean readers in particular, because Korea is in a fascinating moment in its history when it has got a mixture of a Western romantic idea of love that is in conflict with an older, you could say, Confucian idea of love, and it's causing a lot of confusion for young and older Korean people who simply don't know whether they are happy or not in their relationships. I think this book was written in the West. The same issue in a way goes on in the West. We don't have the same words, but it's the same issue everywhere around the world. We're trying to find a way between the dream and the reality. And it's very painful, but a very interesting search. And I look forward to Interpark readers discovering my answers to the big questions of love today. So thank you very much.
thank you.